Hello, good morning, good morning. I'm back. Back from the cold. It's summer in London. And I don't think it's really that summer in Nigeria today. Uh, the kids are out. They want to protest. The question I asked today is majority of Nigerians in support of this protest or not? That would be the question I'm asking anybody. Is 90% of Nigerians in support? If it is not, it's 60%, it's 70%. How many percentage of us agree with this protest? Because there are going to be different views. But we've all agreed in one thing. That there's need for a change, in the change in the way we are being governed, in the change in the way we run our things. I know they're going to attribute it to all political kind of things. I am personally tired of the way Nigeria is being run. But I'm not advocating for riot. But I think protest is a legitimate means of expressing concern. But we'll be looking at all that on this morning show. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is Wake Up Nigeria. Mary is right there in Abuja with me this morning. And we're going to make this brief, interesting as much as we can. But the question I really ask, and which I want you all to take home, is where are we as a nation? Young people, again, have said they want to come on the street to express their dissatisfaction over the way they've been governed. The question I ask is, on a demographic level, I wish they can give me those statistics this morning. I've been going online trying to get it out, and I assume Mary will be able to give us one or two messages on that, but I really want to hear from you. And 90% in support, if they are not, who are those? What are the age range of those supporting and those against? Why are we really trying to go on the street now? Does it make sense? Because there are two things I want to answer. I want answer to. You want to go on a protest, but what are you really asking for? Yeah, I'm not happy with the way I'm being governed, but what are you demanding? Because we just come out of one where Labour led us to believe that they're going to hold the government accountable for the amount of money they're paying us as wages. For me, it was not a moral case, but of economic imperative. But they couldn't drive that message. All Labour was telling me was, no, we want to be paid. That didn't go well with me. And we saw how Ajero disappointed us. Today, young people are about to come on the street, which I think is cool. I want them to be out there. But the question is, what are they asking for? I can't wait to interview them on this show in the week ahead, because I know this protest is going to be robust. But let me not go into that yet. Let me bring Mary quickly on board. She's young, and maybe she'll be able to tell me some few things about this. Mary, in my place, they will say, that is to say, in fact, when one of our musicians sang this so well, Mary, he said, but that is trouble. It don't fall scatter. You know when trouble fall, it will come burst. The whole trouble, you go see the bubbles everywhere. That is where we are now. What is going on in Nigeria today, my young woman? First, let me congratulate you, Mary, on your award. We're proud of you, and I wish you have it with you this morning. I think it's on the way to you in Nigeria now. It should be with you shortly. Unfortunately, you couldn't attend the event. Next year, hopefully, you'll be here with us. It was nice to have your name mentioned and your award rolled out. And we congratulate you. And keep up the good work. That's to say, the world is watching you.
Thank you, Daddy Chris. I appreciate it.
All right. So, yes. So, let's talk about today, Mary. Young people like you, I want to assume, I don't think this is a matter of young people alone, but you guys have taken it upon yourself again to come on the street to say, hey, we don't like the way we've been governed. Is that the case? What is happening in Nigeria? How is the preparation? I can't assume that there's preparation for it. When is the protest officially kicking off? Give us some breakdown.
Preparation It's really a serious preparation, honestly. Okay, the process is likely to click tomorrow. Tomorrow being 1st of August,
Yes.
and just like the way the citizens are preparing, that is how the government also preparing for us. But the sad part of
Okay.
it is the protesters fighting against the protesters as well. Now you see some group of women parading all over with the sticker saying no, say no to protest. You understand?
Yes.
And you see other people saying the protest must hold. And this has to do with the city trying to stop. So at the end of the day, we are now fighting each other as regards the protest that is yet to commence tomorrow. When I say on the other part, the government is preparing is you see some abandoned checkpoints that have been abandoned for a very long time. Now it's all filled up with military personnel. They're everywhere trying to make sure that the process is going to be peaceful. Just like what the IGP said earlier on, where he said he's going to ensure peace and stability during the protest because he had to bow to the pressure. So at the end of the day, it's all boils down to the fact that everywhere now is being covered with the military. You see them trooping to Abuja, the Niger State area, everywhere. They're everywhere trying to make sure that this protest is going to be a peaceful one because there's this mindset that the protest might be hijacked by the opposition party, by some unscrupulous people. They might advocate it for their own evil deeds. That is their fear, not like maybe they're against the citizen coming out to protest. So, but at the end of the day, I don't know what the military they're going to do. I just hope that since they are all out trying to make sure that the protest is peaceful, since they are everywhere in our checkpoints, they are guiding everywhere. I just hope they don't harm any of the cities at the end of the day. I just hope they don't take advantage of it to either shoot or kill anyone. That's another thing that we need to consider as well.
All right. Quite interesting, Mary. Thanks for that breakdown there. So on the government side, they're saying it's okay for kids to come out and protest or for people to come out and
For
protest.
peaceful protest, and
They want a peaceful
now
protest.
you will know that we have a lot of security agencies. Like if you see the level of security right now in our checkpoints, they're all out trying to make sure that people don't do otherwise. Since yesterday, military have been trooping inside Abuja, even in Niger State and everywhere. They've been all out trying to make sure that nothing negative happens. But I know
All right.
that it's all the work of our government used to behave during the protest.
Interesting. I really, the question is, a question I really wanted to ask, which has not been played before me. I know it's okay to say, talk about corruption in governance and all that. What is the aim of the protest? What do we hope to achieve from the young people point of view? That is something that I really want to be answered. Mary,
Okay, they're talking about hardship. The essence of the protest is hardship. In fact, the reason for the protest is hardship. You understand? In as much as some people come and tell you that, like yesterday on our dailies, there was one of the story, one of the end that we should give the government more time that they meant well for the people. They've got good plans for the people. By the end of the day, now the people are trying to make them see that they've waited enough because it all boils down to the fact that the least cup of gari, people go to the market to steal gari. Like a lot of people are dying of hunger, and it's on increase. They really don't care about the 70,000 naira minimum wage because to me, it won't change anything. For the present Nigeria, I really don't see the impact that 70,000 naira will make. So the essence of the protest is hardship, not for any other thing, but hardship. In order to see how to cope, to stop the hardship. You understand? So they're trying to see. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that the fuel is on increase, the price of fuel is too much and leading to the increments in price of food, people are saying that I wish food is not expensive, fuel is not expensive, they won't be complaining.
No, and the question
is talking about middle place.
Yes, it's quite because we're hearing two different sides of the story, Mary, and maybe you agree with me that protests in Nigeria have been hijacked over the years. Last time we saw looting. Yesterday I saw a very disturbing video. I'm not sure how real it is. where I saw young people actually breaking on any car, trying to break it loose when the protest had not officially started. It might be old video, don't forget. The internet is very funny. So I wasn't very sure of that. Definitely, how are the protesters himself thinking or guiding against such things so other people will not hijack it? But the question is, how are we sure that even the government will not eject people in the midst of the protesters to create havoc and say the protesters are on the street, they are doing evil, let's get rid of them? So these are very disturbing things in a country like Nigeria. We don't trust the government doesn't trust us. And that is where we are. Otherwise, like you rightly said, on a good day, if the citizens say they are not happy with certain things and they want to express their concern, I think they have the right to do so. Well, I
The
don't
thing
know.
is,
Yeah, go
it
on.
was so painful. I saw some women saying that they don't need protest, that what they need is they want dialogue, not protest. It was funny and sad at the same time because I don't understand where dialogue is coming from. You cannot tell the people not to protest. That is why Peter Obi came out to explain that it's the right of every citizen in Nigeria to protest. That protest is not wrong. In as much as some people are actually against him, saying that since he's supporting the protest, that him, Peter Obi, should come out and be at the forefront of the protesters. So it's looking like the other thing is bringing some kind of argument on the media, and people are like, "Do you want to kill him? Why do you want him to come out?" You
No, he's
understand?
not coming out. Peter will not come
Why?
out. And
Why would you tell him to come out? Why would
anyway,
you tell
they
him to
dare
come out?
not shoot Peter though. They will dare not shoot Peter. But anyway, they know that. Well, I think very I kind of interesting because they're saying that it's politically motivated. I think one question I'm saying, name one person. If the government have detailed information, they know what is happening in the country. They should be telling us who is behind it, that is politically motivating this. People are telling you, Mr. Tinubu and the rest, that there's hunger in the land, that there's hardship, the unbearable one. They're coming
Yeah.
out to protest. And here you're telling us that it's politically motivated. Are you saying, that's my question, Mary, are they saying that there's no hardship in the country? And
They
that,
are saying
yeah.
we should give the president more time.
All right, that is
You understand?
understandable. But 1 year is a
Well,
lot of time.
it's not understandable. More time, how? I'm trying to
I know,
understand.
I understand, Mary. If that is their argument, I can understand them. But saying that there's no hardship would be a mockery. But then they say that we should give them some more time. Yes, but what are the plans? The government is not communicating. This is the problem.
What are
This
the
is the
plans?
problem. The National Orientation Agency is a total failure,
What
and
are
it
the
should be
plans?
why
Because
these people are just wasting money.
I wish that this. That's what I'm saying. I wish things are expensive, and because it's expensive, it's just like that. Let me say, for example, if you say a mudu of rice is 2.5, okay, even if you come back in the next 2 weeks, you still meet it at that 2.5. Let's know that this is what we are dealing with. But why it's even more annoying is if you go tomorrow, they'll tell you it's 2.8. You can't get it for that same 2.5. For the fact that the price is changing, not reducing, changing in the sense that it's increasing. You understand?
Mary, the
The price
funniest
is
thing,
increasing.
Mary,
Why it's still on the people.
I agree. And let us understand what the problem of Nigeria is. Every day I ask, what is the problem with Nigeria? You see, and we don't seem to get it. I said there is an unacceptable gap between the rich and the poor. You see, the rich people don't want you to go and protest. The poor are happy to come on the street. That's what you're going to see. And if the rich people that control the Nigerian wealth are not even up to 10% of the entire population. They feel, I mean, the average ones who can survive, who can fly themselves abroad for treatment, who can manage food on the table at the moment, who can pay for their own security, they're not up to 7%. And that is it, the people that will not be happy with this protest. And if we understand this context, that this is a war against inequality, because Nigeria have enough. Funny enough, we have enough. We have enough. Now, the only problem is it's not evenly distributed. Because if the senator can earn that amount of money, the presidency, look at your president, look at what they did last. In the midst of this hardship, Tinubu wants a new jet for the president. They approved it. The deputy president, that is the vice president, who has a home well settled in Abuja, is now having a new home in Lagos with about $500,000, dollars. To do what? This is the same country where people are going through hardship. So when I say the government does not have money, it becomes difficult to sell, Mr. President, that we don't have money. And to see how
But
the
why
life.
not as the government more time? And people are saying they want to protest. And if you can hear me, if people are
Yeah,
saying they want to protest because of hardship in the country, you understand, and people are saying things are happy, people are saying things are difficult, the government, they are not doing anything to actually put a stop to the level of hardship in the country, but they have money to give to people, you understand, to tell them to stop the protest.
That's the funny thing. And you know what?
This
You know
is
what is so funny?
mothers,
I'm going to say
mothers
this
that
in
are giving birth to children. They understand what the country is into, and they had the mind. They kill their conscience to collect money. Then they come out to say no to protest. Now the billions of naira they gave to these people, you understand, heads to make sure they put a stop to the protest. Why didn't they use that money to do something reasonable in the country? And to
I agree.
and the other day, Wike came out and was saying he heard they wanted to rent Eagle Square. They wanted to use Eagle Square that day, right? For the for the protest. That if they want to use Eagle Square, they'll pay for it. In fact, that they are not using Eagle Square. Like he's using it as caricature, using it to play. But my annoyance is not even for the fact that Wike said they should not use the Eagle Square. My annoyance is how comes they still have the mind to give money to people, you understand, to tell them to stop the protest. They share millions of naira to this people. They collected the money. We are fighting fellow Nigeria. Then there's a problem.
No, Mary, I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. These are the people I say no to protest. That's the first image I share with you.
Because they collected money.
Yes.
How much with this money?
No, but look at the people. Look at the people here. You find that these are in terms of the population of Nigeria and what you'll be seeing. This is just the paid people coming out to say no to protest. So this is unrecognized. As far as I'm concerned, what are you saying no to? I guess these people may have been brainwashed. Like every stupid nation and stupid people, they will always have managed to have some stupid people. I'm sorry to say that. That who will always buy the stupid narrative. Otherwise, the government himself have admitted that they have failed. It's very important, and I respect Tinubu for that, for admitting they have failed. They keep telling us, give us more time. It's understandable, but that we have not failed. So why you say no to protest? Those of you in Bayelsa State, Abia, Edo, look at it. All of them, they put all this stupid map, and you think this is the one. Tinubu, you said you didn't pay for this. Nobody sponsored this, and these are some set of poor women who you're going to give money to go to market today, and they're happy because that is the aim of a woman, to feed their children, and I can understand them. A normal mother only care about how she can feed the kids.
But the thing is, we've been collecting money from this for quite a long time. During an election, during any time they want to gain any selfish interest, they've been collecting money. You understand? And this money has not stopped. These women want to tell me that whatever money they give to them, whatever millions of naira they give to them, we still finish. Because the most important thing is that the country is not stable. Things are not working in the country. But they had to collect the money and come out to say no to protest. Protesters fighting protesters. And this is what the
well, really, that is for me, I would say their sin is forgivable. You know why, Mary? Their sin is forgivable because when you are poor, the government has been able to do something very right. The Nigerian society today, they have been able to imprison us with poverty. When people are desperately poor or are deeply poor, they don't think well. It's just a man that is very, very hungry. What do you expect? What kind of thought? The first thing he wants to do is food. You see the story in the Bible, the story of Esau and Jacob. Because Esau was very hungry. Jacob made him to sell his birthright. Right there. When you are hungry, you do things. I always say, we are human. People that behave as if you are not human is making a big mistake. And it happens in relationship, in our village, in real life. These people are poor. They need food on the table. So the first food that come on the table, maybe you know what I say to you, even you today, if somebody give you maybe 20 million naira, you will say, okay, what do I care? Let me collect my 22 million naira. You can go on the street and fight. Everybody will have a price to pay. That if maybe me, if they give me $20 million today, I'll say, who give it them? You understand? This is enough for me to start my own life. You understand? We don't think as a society. Perhaps like one Alhaji said on this show yesterday, he said Nigeria is the only country without a citizen. And it's unfortunately not true that we don't have a citizen. The truth is we have been impoverished enough not to become, not to understand, to even have to understand what citizenship means. And that is what we'll be looking at today. Well, the government now know, at least they have admitted that they have failed. And I want to bring a very special quote, and this is important, Mary. I think I want to share this thought with them this morning. This is the very word of O'Malley when he said, until the philosophy which hold one race, I'm not talking of race now, which hold some people superior and another inferior is permanently discredited and abandoned, everywhere will be war. Until the philosophy, this current philosophy, which says that somebody is better than me because he can make money, because he's stolen some money, or because he's in a position of power. Alaji described it so well yesterday that you are somebody that have a car, your car, a politician is somebody inside the car. He said, push me so I go there, I'll come back and help you. You know what the politician give to us? He gives us dust. We push him up, he's at the top, he gives us dust. That's what they've been doing to us. And this is wrong. That's what Bob Marley was trying to say here. You know, when they were talking about race, this is stupidity. This is not about race. You are the same people, same color, same brothers and sisters. Of course, they're going to tell me we're different in religion and different in tribe. Rubbish. The truth gap, the only two people we have in Nigeria is the rich and the poor. There is no Islam, there's no Christianity, there's no Yoruba, no Hausa, nothing. What we have in Nigeria is the rich and the poor, or perhaps those in power and those who are not in power. And this is a very difficult issue that we need to address, and we need to address it quick. So that's what we want to take this quote from, until this philosophy is which holds some people superior and another. You politician, you said you are superior to us. We voted you in to serve us. Now you are superior to us because there's no wisdom in Tinubu buying a private jet at this difficult time. Why we have nothing to feed on. But that is justice for us, right? Well, that's something I cannot understand, and I'm still learning. Maybe with time I'll be able to comprehend that. So these are our reality. This is our time, and it's quite unfortunate. But let's take a look at this. And I really want to share some of this thought. When you say there will be no protest until this philosophy is permanently discredited and abandoned, we need to discredit it, my people. It's not going to happen on its own. We're going to say, no, we don't need this. And I really wondered that's why I was asking, what are the Protestants saying? Hardship is not enough. Because there will continue to be hardship as long as some people earn or are in control or have it all while others have nothing. There will be lack in the society, any society like that. There will be lack. Maybe because I said I've seen enough that I've been in good society where I cannot accept that kind of rubbish. And that's what Bob Marley is trying to say here, that until, and we must take it, it's not even hardship. The hardship is a result of this stupid philosophy. And I pray we realize that soon. I love what Bob Marley said here. He said, war in the east, war in the west, war in the north, and war down south. You know the truth. This war now is not happening anywhere alone. No. It's not happening in the east alone. East people are on the streets. West are on the streets. Northerners are on the streets. Oh, those of us in the south are on the street. What are you saying? Who are you blaming for this? The truth is this politically motivated? That's a question I really want to ask. I just want to say that there will be war if these things are not made. And I really want to play it down, you know. I say, what did Bob Marley say here? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is the beauty of it all. He said that until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all, without regard to my face, to superiority, to being. Do you understand? I don't use the word race here. Bob Marley used the word race because he was fighting against racism. Just remove the word racism and add the right word there. Say, this is war. That until that day, the dream of lasting peace was citizenship, rule of international morality. You see, he was talking about this. Oh, listen. I wish I can say this better. Mary, we are in a difficult time. And I'm so proud to see young people, and even in the midst of this hardship, that some people still take it upon themselves to say, no, we're not going to abandon this country.
And people are suffering.
Patriots, yes, the true patriots are those who are coming out to say, no, we won't abandon Nigeria. Nigeria has been held hostage by some people. It is true. And because there's no wisdom, you see, any government that is trying to justify their activities with what they're doing, buying private jets, and in fact, for those of you who have money to use private jets, if the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom have enough money to buy a private jet on his own money, he won't buy it. He won't use it while he's in office. He will not try it. Because who is he going to rule? How can you even understand the plight we're going through? With last time we saw Boris Johnson running to catch up his train in the UK while he was in office. The man ran to catch up his train, the Prime Minister. The train does not stop for you, man. But what happened? Tinubu is bigger than, it's even, and I don't know, maybe it's a black people thing.
That's what I'm saying. That how can we have leaders in Nigeria with the same mentality? Like, no one is different, from the governor to the president to even the local government chairman. Like, how can we have a group of leaders in the country with the same mentality?
Maybe the question I should be asking is
no
it
one
the
is
different? Maybe the system makes them to be like that. Maybe we cannot be blaming them anymore. Maybe if I'm there, I will do the same thing. Maybe we need to think about how to correct a system that works for us. Maybe this so-called democracy is not working for us. Because if the essence of democracy is to maneuver election, find yourself, to sound people, make them hungry, get into power, and tell me, oh, you have been democratically elected, so you have the mandate of the people to kill them. Is that what democracy means? It's a question of the day. Young people are coming out anyway, and they will come out. They will come out, because I like what he said. And listen, I want to bring back the very word of J.F. Kennedy. Very important here. He said, those who makes peaceful revolution impossible makes violent one inevitable. And I want us to understand this, Nigerians. If you say no to peaceful revolution, peaceful protest, you are making a violent one inevitable. Let people protest. Allow them to protest. Let them say their mind. When they finish, they will go home. Do not eject anything. In fact, start talking with them. Start dialoguing. Something happened last time that in every state, the state governors were clever to introduce somebody, to bring in their secretary or somebody to talk with, to dialogue, to speak. In fact, these guys are only going to come back and make a statement. They will give you a chance to make a statement. If you liaise well, they are not your enemies, they don't hate you, they know you have a big job to do. They say these protesters are not stupid. And I really can't understand how my children will tell me that I don't want this. And I'm going to kill them for that. All I'm going to do is listen to them and ask them difficult questions in return. I'm going to ask the protester, what do you want? Okay, how do we do it? Now I seem not to know. You're in my people. We are in the same country together. How do we do this? I'll be throwing questions to them, Mary. I won't be fighting them. I'll be throwing questions back.
This same thing you said was what this guy in Arise TV was saying in their morning show before I was saying it. He said Tinubu has not done well. That, okay, if the people are saying they want to protest, that Tinubu is supposed to come out and speak. Have you heard Tinubu say that? You've not seen him saying anything. That Tinubu has not come out to talk. That he's supposed to come out to talk. He can't keep quiet and be expecting people not to react.
That's a fact.
Why is he not at least talking to the people, telling them that this is what he wants? What do they want? That he's not speaking, and he's expecting people not to react. Definitely they will react because they've not heard from Tinubu. He said Tinubu is not talking. That is the painful part of it.
And that has been the situation in African governance. You know, we live in a society where people cannot. In fact, God, you see, protest is something that happens around the world. I just want to share some images with you guys. Protests happen around the world. People come out to protest when they are not happy. Even in the UK, sometimes it's difficult to control it. And the government is making new laws that if you come and protest, if you destroy anything, it's against the law. There's no law of trespasses. It has not stopped people from protesting. It's our basic human right to express our concern. If those we put in power or those we vote to ask to go and represent us are not doing so, we will come out and express our concern. And this is a big referendum on those of you in the National House of Assembly, those of you in the State House of Assembly, those stupid council of village fools. This is it. I'm sorry to call you that name today. Because if your people are now coming out to say what you are supposed to be saying on their behalf, you have no use going there, sir. You have no use going there, man. Your excess of going there was to raise their concerns, say what they are saying now at that corner. How many of you have really raised up and say there's too much hardship in Nigeria? Let's start from there. Like I believe, you can never address the issue of the Nigerian state. You could not be, because you are one of the benefactor. How do you expect a benefactor to create a change? You are making so much money, you are comfortable with the system, so you're not going to see anything wrong with it. I can understand that, and I can live with that. But where it is annoying is where we think we can get away with it. We're not going to get away with it. And that is why I brought the very quote of money, that until this philosophy, which holds some people superior and others inferior, is permanently discredited and abandoned, we're going to have revolution. And the revolution is coming from poverty, and you see, this is better, sir. I want to say this. This is better than, I don't want to bring the very word of Awolowo now. But perhaps Awolowo comes to mind here. And this is what Awolowo have to tell us. The people, if they don't protest, they will come out, you will not sleep. It's either two ways. Either they kidnap us, because those of them who didn't go to much school, who didn't have this understanding to come out and protest, who know they must survive at all costs, they will do what? They will not even need to protest. What they will do is they will come out and kidnap you and me. And you've asked yourself, why do we have so much kidnapping in a beautiful land called Nigeria? A country where you all go to church every Sunday, everybody go to mosque. There's morality in the land. Yet people are so desperate, they want to get their own meal on the table. They're kidnapping people every day. They're robbing us, they're killing us. They are scamming people. And this is the result of what we fail to do as a people. And I cannot but commend the kids who are coming out today to do what we couldn't do. We, the elders, we have failed. We failed the nation. I pray that we have the courage and the wisdom to support these young people to say, okay, son, daughter, this is not what we thought. We are sorry, but together we can do this. Like what they said, they say, what would it be so bad if the president would come out and passionately talk to Nigerians? Say, young people, this is what I am actually doing. You don't know, it's not just, you don't have what to say. All Tinubu needed to have done is come out and say, this is, I understand your concern, kids. I will pacify you first. Then I will say to you that this is the challenges I am going through, and this is what I'm trying to do to solve it. If you give me so time and so time, not just give government time. Who does that?
It's because he has people to speak for him now. You saw the other video of his daughter speaking on his behalf.
This is when his daughter has to talk. This is when somebody's daughter speaking in
his wife.
We don't know whether
is it his wife or his daughter that wants to listen to? Tinubu himself will not talk. He will not talk.
People was very arrogant. He refused to come on campaign because he has nothing to say. Now you are still governing. You have nothing to say, Mr. President. This is wrong. This is wrong. All you needed to do is make your case. In fact, Tinubu have a case. If I am the president, you know what I said I would have done to NSC? I will put them down. I will tell them, okay, young people, you want to be better paid, labor, you want more money. I understand this is something we should not be doing. But now, we're all going to go and make the money so that we'll be paid. We'll be better paid. Are you telling me Nigeria could not make more money? Now, you know what is so funny? The news reaching me is that Niger State governor have taken on the initiative, really, having gotten some support from the federal government. They are not going to serious farming, Mary. Serious farming.
That was why he said that Niger State will not be part of the protest.
That doesn't make him free. That is stupidity, Mr. Governor.
Tinubu gave them money for agricultural incentives. Did you give them?
Yeah, but that is not the case. And what I'm
On
saying is, every
agriculture.
other state have the chance to take the same money and go and farm. What I'm saying that for the governor to think that, you see, I only want to say something, and that has been my bone of contention, and that's the problem I have with the Nigerian state today. Only one man presented it well, put it in context as I couldn't put it better. Sanusi said it all, that the oil money we are earning today, it should be treated as seed money. Mary, you know what is seed money? Something a seed, when you plant it, when you plant a seed, what does it become? It grows. Go and take one seed of corn. When you plant it, it becomes a tree. Plant a seed of orange, it becomes an orange tree. So we must plant our oil money. It's not something we should be sharing. The only thing we are talking about today, the only thing Tinubu has done as a president is share money. Mr. President, you are a failure. Now, if you say what I've said is wrong, come out and talk to Nigerians. Tell us that, oh, what the decree said is wrong. This is what I am currently doing. You don't have to do it. You see, no, I'm not in your mind. We are not in your mind, Mr. President. Mr. Government, we are not in your mind, though. You said you didn't ask us to vote for somebody. You said we should vote for you. You have mouth. You can talk. You are our father now. Come out and tell us why you are having issues, what needs to be done, so we can support you. You see, I only keep saying that a governor or a government should be like a pastor in a church. That is my understanding of who a government is. You see, the pastor in the church will come out every Sunday and preach a gospel of hope, tell you things you should do, things you should not do. At the end, he gets the result. This is what happened. He's able to plant a good message in the heart of the people. If the president come today and talk to us passionately on what Nigeria are going through and what he is doing to fix it and what he think we all should do, we will be supporting the president. And guess what, Mr. President? We'll be paying our tithe to you, to the government. Nigeria, what I call the word tithe, our taxes. We will pay happily because we now know that this is what you need the money to do. Maybe perhaps we don't even need to go and borrow money for our children. We can't pay this money. Nigeria have enough money to pay. When you borrow money, when we have money, if you make us do a collection or make us to invest in our own future, will that be so bad? When we're borrowing money that our children have to pay because you are not ready to you don't understand what is governance. I'm really upset today. And today we are telling us we should give you some time. Mr. President, if you know what
when people order that they should share bags of rice, you understand? Then I'm not asking if they was buying those bags of rice for them to share. Why can't you reduce the price of food? Is it that they don't want people to go out of poverty? They don't want people to come out of poverty.
But the funniest thing is,
keep begging.
Now, I think the Niger State governor said they're going to make the price of rice 4 to 40,000 naira or below. Make it 25,000. The truth is, we can, maybe, if the federal government of Nigeria declare a state of emergency on agriculture and compel every state to go into farming, in a matter of 6 months, there will be too much, we'll be selling food to the rest of the nation. Look at what this government is doing. Discouraging, killing the invention, the entrepreneurship of Nigerians. Dangote, I don't care about him. I don't like Dangote that much. But Dangote is one man that has invested all his money in Nigeria. In Nigeria, let's give him that benefit of fact. Dangote is the kind of guy who could have taken his money to anywhere else, maybe. But the guy spent the money in Nigeria. What about those taking the money out? He spent the money there. And that is the highest level of patriotism you can ever get from anybody. Now, what are you doing? Frustrating him. I don't care. Dangote refinery does not belong to Dangote. It belongs to us. Controlled by him. That's how it must be treated. How can you throw away a wonderful investment like that and you say you're playing politics? Who does that? I know my people, you know how to use the word. Who does that? Well, Nigerians, we need to change, and it's a thing we must do. And I pray we're able to have the courage and the understanding to effect this change. I'm going to quickly try and take a look at some of the papers this morning because I saw some of the headlines are quite funny. So Mary, when you try to, yes, good. I'm going to bring Mary quickly back, and I think what we're going to do, Mary, is let's take a look at some of the papers. You know, there's this. Let's leave it for now. No, let's take a look at some of the papers, because we cannot be having a discussion in the country without knowing what the dailies are saying today. I think it's quite important we take a look at them. So first, let's listen to the first paper. What is Punch saying here? What is Punch? They have money. They make more money from FCMB. Wow, they're making so much money these days. Anyway, I'm not part of the advert campaign. Just read the headlines for me alone, please. Go on.
Okay, the big story on the Punch says hardship protest. Security agencies occupy Abuja venue as IG organizers disagree. And the rider says soldiers, police in show of force nationwide. Court restricts Lagos protest to 2 venues. And stories on page 3 of the Punch newspaper. Fuel crisis may end as vessel birth in Lagos. And that story is on page 28. Referendum. Yoruba Nation agitators writing that to Tinubu says Igoho, and that story is on page 19. And these are all the stories you have at the Punch this morning.
You know what I love about this? I was, you know, Mary, I work for Nigeria. I believe in Nigeria. I work on the ground. That's why I stood up 2 days ago on the streets of London, wearing the green, white, green, putting up an event in the name of Nigeria, which I call the Nigerian Week. And on that event, if nothing was achieved, the people that got there that day, they were not seeing themselves as a Yoruba man. They didn't see themselves as an Hausa man. They didn't see themselves as Igbo men. They saw themselves as Nigerians. That's true. And that is the beauty of that brand. Nigeria is a unifying factor. We need it. In fact, I'm so worried. Rather than thinking of how to break, we should be thinking of how to make Nigeria bigger. I am saying to the whole of ECOWAS to be a country. Are you kidding me? What is ECOWAS? What is in Cotonou? Benin Republic. All they do is import things and bring to Nigeria. They feed on us. These are not a country. They should be taken aside. Join Nigeria. Or them Togo. Look at Niger. Niger is a big land. Doing nothing. Controlled by France. These are not independent states. Now, look at it. We have the Nigerian stupid Naira. We have this shameful, because it's not shameless, it's a shameful cities. And you have all this money and call them money. So, we don't have room for breakage in Nigeria. Nigeria will remain one. What we need to do is what these young people are doing today. Hello, wake up, speak out, or actually act for change. The change is addressing the bloody gap between the rich and the poor. And trying to be productive. That's the 2 simple things that's the solution. If we have those things secured, we are done. The massive corruption also need to be wiped out. I don't address, and you know, when I don't come on my show, I don't talk about corruption. Because the issue of corruption will be addressed once there's rule of law. I do not I dare not marry. When my license is finished, I will not sit on the steering in a car in the UK because it's against the law. If I do it, I will get the treatment. There's no amount of money I have that's going to get me free. For that simple reason, I will obey the law. Obeying the law is not a moral thing. Nigeria wait for people to be morally stable. Yeah, it's good to obey the law. No, you are made to obey the law. Because without the law, we live there will be anarchy. Anyway, the security, the hardship we have currently in the country today cannot be resolved. And it will not be resolved by throwing blames. We need to address the core issues. And the issue is, there is an unacceptable gap between the rich and the poor. Labor, you failed us big time. Because if Labor did not fail, now Labor, you see how much you have failed. If you didn't fail, there won't be need for another protest now. If you had achieved, or if you had stick to what you went there to do, and federal government, this is exactly what we're saying to you that day. You think you can press Labor down, press their nose, press Ajero, the man short, you press and make it short more. Now the man don't short finish, you know if you talk again. Now guess what? Other young people are out. If you press this one down, other ones are coming. How many people are you going to press? How many are you going to kill? maybe you should have better resolved this
You know,
issue with Ajaero.
people were patiently waiting for Ajaero to actually see what he will say
Exactly. For that
regards
verdict,
that
yes.
70K
And
minimum wage.
maybe it's
But when he was
important.
saying he accepted with
Yes.
mixed feelings, so they saw that he was so indecisive. He's not somebody they can actually rely on. People came up with protests. You know, they have been waiting for him for quite a long time now, and now
Yeah,
they're
and
coming out with
rightfully
protest.
so, Mary. Rightfully so.
And he's
Rightfully
coming
so.
out to say that he cannot stop a protest he did not start. Like, I don't understand.
You know, was he behind it? He is a failure. And I don't blame him. The federal government is doing their own bit as well. The federal government have been pressing him down, shutting him up. You know, maybe giving some money. Now that you're able to shut Ajaero up, can you shut these people up? Now you tell them, you see, every day, all you do, federal government, is negotiate with these kind of people. You spend how many months? Only about 2 months, negotiating only Ajaero. Now you're spending another 2 months negotiating with these protesters. When they finish, other ones will come out. Until we address this unacceptable gap between the rich and the poor, and we choose to be productive, there will be anarchy. Unfortunately, we cannot avoid that. Mary, let's take a look at Vanguard. Let's hear from Vanguard. What's Vanguard saying?
Vanguard paper. Okay, and a big story on the Vanguard. I know that protests will actually be one thing that will be
Of
everywhere on
course.
the TV. Protest. Okay, the big story says protest. Organizers list convergence points for rallies. And the writer says Falana Adegboruwa, NBA to lead meeting with IGP. IGP orders DGs and AIGs, CPs to provide protection for protesters. Courts restrict protests in Lagos to freedom, peace, parks, and we have a thinking that bad government presidency. Federal government declares prisons red zones, warns against attempted violation. Bank orders ask workers to be vigilant as Biffy expresses concerns. End SARS honors must not recall. Anglican primate begs security agencies respond promptly to Nigerian demands. Catholic bishop tell Tinubu ACF rejects security agencies. Respond promptly to Nigerians' demands. Okay, Catholic bishop tells Tinubu ACF rejects planned protest, says 10 days shutdown, counterproductive. Why Tinubu can't tell peaceful protest? This coming from Secondus. Labour Party Lagos patriots pull out of protest, and that's on page 13. And all the stories, you can also see them on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story that says federal government hands over 400 CNG kits to transporters in 4 states, and that's on page 20. Federal government suspends duty on rice, flour, other essential food items, and that's on page 35. Learn from Kenya's bitter experience, Bishop warns, and that story is on page 8. Nigeria's Bonny Light price dropped to $79 per barrel, lowest in 7 weeks, and that story is on page 19. We also have a story here that says Jakande lecture, publishers, editors, others point way forward to media survival, and that's on page 8. Third fund laments varsities, monthly 400 million naira electricity bill, and that's on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story that says IOC sacks suspend Nigerian boxer from Games Village. As CAS confirms suspension, and that's on page 36. These are all the stories we have this morning on the Vanguard. Okay, there's this story coming from Afe Babalola. Let me see if I can go through it. The truth is, Nigeria is still at the tentative stage. We are still experimenting. It takes the effective will of all stakeholders to weather the storm before arriving at the promised land. And this coming from Afe Babalola on page 9. These are all the stories we have on the Vanguard.
All right. Yeah, at this point, let's go on a quick break, Mary. When we come back, we try and take a look at, we review it, we'll see what headlines you think we should be looking at. and then we move on. Just go away, stay with us.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than Srtv Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. Srtv goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your Srtv Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 0706. Srtv Logistics is here. Are you into a restaurant business? We are here to help you move your goods from one place to another. If you're moving your goods out of the country or within the country, you can come to us. Trust us to handle your deliveries with the utmost care and professionalism, ensuring your items reach their destination safely and on time. Don't settle for anything less. We're part of the global supply chain of helping goods to move from one point of origin to the point of consumption according to the needs of customers. You can contact us with the numbers on the screen or email us at logistic@superiorradioandtelevision.com.
All right, welcome back, my people. This is Wake Up Nigeria. I'm here from London, the London studio, and Mary is right there in Abuja. And we're taking a look at some of the major issue of the day, which is the protest in Nigeria. Now, we heard that Lagos has been able to ask the court to confine the protesters to a particular area. That's fair enough. And those are some of the legitimate things the government can do. You don't force people. You can ask the court for injunction. You can call for it. If the court say this, we will obey. You don't force it. Government must work according to the rule of law. So I commend Lagos for doing that. But at least they've given us a place to come out, for young people to come out and protest. Protest should not be everywhere. It should be a single place or 2-3 places where people are allowed to gather and say what they've been trying to say. They might decide not to say, I won't go to work for 10 days. They are right to do so. So the government will understand that the citizens are the owners of the country. You are not. Well, we'll be taking a look at more on that. Mary, I don't see much I would really want to talk about here, other than these protestants, and I really want us to not to go too far away from the issue of the protest today. It is so important, very, very important. If we can commend the kids, advise them, because it is one thing to say, I want to go on protest, but by the time what you're about to do will affect another citizen who is a victim like you, then you have failed.
That's true.
I'm going on a protest. Now, the poor man who managed to buy a dead car, who had been working for years, now finish his money and buy a small car. You don't know how you make the money, and you see him on the street and you throw things, you break the car. The essence of a protest has been defeated. Or as we are protesting, you see the bank, you go and break into the bank. In the course of your protest, you have failed. Let the message be clear, because these are the things causing us where we are. Stick to the message. That's why I'm still asking, what are you saying? Hardship is short, it's myopic, it's a result of something. You don't protest hardship, you protest the cause of hardship. You understand, Mary? There will be hardship. See, Mary, my wife not get belly. What do you make her not get belly? You understand? Treat the cause. Don't treat my wife not get belly. Before he go manufacture the belly. Maybe you didn't sleep with her right. Maybe there are things you need to be treated. There are times to do it, or there are some medications she needs to take. This is what Nigeria need to be looking at. Not that we are protesting for hunger. Hunger. What is the cause of the hunger? That is the most important thing that we should be talking about today. I know that not all of them will be clearly reflected in what we're going to see, but Nigerians, let us help the young people. Let us all come out in numbers and say, this is what we want. But the question is, I'm still asking, what do we want? I understand that you're going to tell me today, oh, the government has stolen a lot of money. I am of a different view. But even with the one they've stolen, if they actually understand leadership, things will go better. Like I said on one of the show here, we're talking of the government putting priority, knowing what is what, making money, preaching the right gospel. That is the job of a governor. A governor should be the one that talks to the people and make them pay their tithe like the pastor. If I am the president, I will talk to Nigerians and they will pay taxes and they will see their life changing in a matter of seconds. I'm not going to wait tomorrow. I'm going to make all of us, I'm going to treat them like they are my children. Children today will go into the farm and we will be selling food in the next 6 months. I will be very rich. All of you will have a car. Please, Mary, you see this whole thing we're talking about. The pastor will preach you, now, you know why they are succeeding? They're preaching prosperity. That if you give, you will be blessed. Mary, you see the ideology.
People don't even have to give again. Except the rich ones. That's just really it.
But Mary, they say you will prosper if you pay your tithe. That you will not go to heaven if you don't pay your tithe. And you will not be rich if you don't pay your tithe. Maybe that is the language. But what I'm saying, Mary, is that the pastor comes out and preach the gospel so hard that the people now feel, oh, there must be something you expect in return. Because, Mary, you know why people are paying tithe? They are expecting that if I give, there's a power of the Bible, which is sowing of seed. Even in the New Testament, when Jesus Christ, when you sow, it will come out. All right? In numbers.
Somebody actually pointed out something yesterday. The person said that, have we noticed that since they've been talking about this protest, no man of God has come out to say anything about it. And they will not come out and say something about it.
Why?
The person was complaining.
They are guilty now. They are part of the scam. They are part of the scam, Mary. Why would they say something about it? If now you go talk.
Someone actually pointing at it that why is that the so-called pastors, as popular as they are, as their voice is being held out, none of them has come out to speak about this protest. They've not said anything
Mary,
about
then the government will ask them a question. Don't leave them alone. But what is interesting, Mary, is that if you see what the pastors does, they will tell you that if you pay your tithe, God will bless you. You will get it times 10, times 100-fold. You understand? That if you put in this, you will get it. And that's why you're paying. So the government of Nigeria need to tell us that, hey, if you pay your tax, pay so, these additional tax today, in the next 6 months, this is what we're going to be. All of you will have a car. Those of you who don't have a car will have a job. You know, we all want to hear that too. If we don't get something in return, if the government cannot tell us what we're getting in return, if all we're seeing is how you're going to take the money and go to Dubai, or go to Mecca, or go and marry any wives, who's going to be happy to pay tax? But if you really convince us that paying this money, we have a result, we pay. You see, you know what's so interesting, Mary? That of the church, you're waiting for when it will come. But that of the government, it happened in real life. And the funniest thing is, other than God, the most important institution in our life is our government. And the government is failing to take that cue from the way we relate to God. Our relationship with God, we need to have a relationship with the government. And you're Mary, the last thing you guys preach now, I know when you go to church is, even any Nigerian person now, no, I want a relationship with Christ. It's my personal relationship with Christ. You know why? Because as you communicate with Christ, you have a relationship, you're blessed. You expect something to result. That relationship is a personal one. I wish the government can help us to understand that you need to have a personal relationship with the state. That when you relate with the state and you pay your tax well and you're doing it well, so incentive will come to you and it will really come. And people will pay more taxes, Mary. Maybe if I pay my tax and my pension is going to be this and my this is going to be that. This is how I work in the UK. Maybe I'm a very bad driver. That's one of the things I don't do well in the UK. And I suffer a lot. You understand? But Mary, if you drive and your license is clean, you have no point. You don't have all these points and this ticketing and this. Your insurance will keep dropping. You see, now I know that if I drive with care and I behave well, my insurance will go down. Maybe if I drive like me now, my insurance, they cut my throat. Because of all the points, all the rubbish on my license and this, and my insurance is this high. You see how you're being encouraged to behave. You behave. I'm not looking at it morally alone. I'm not because I'm going to die alone, because I don't want to pay. And if I misbehave, you know what? Every day I have so many tickets coming to my door to pay one thing or the other because of my bad driving. Not be person tell me make I behave well now. And when I don't do all this rubbish, I get money back. There's an incentive, Mary. So that is how you relate. The government, you need to have a personal relationship with the state. The way you have personal relationship with the God, have a personal relationship with the state. And who's going to preach it? Are you not the president? Are you not the pastor? To help us understand why we should have a relationship with the state. If I see that all the pastor is doing, anyway, Mary, you cannot, the pastors are not actually different from our government too. But the pastors are buying private jet. The Tinubu is buying private jet. Who will correct who? So the people that stand for God and the people that stand for the state, they are the people actually abusing us. Am I right or am I wrong? May God help us. I've tried. I woke up this morning and I prayed and I promised God that I would not be saying certain things, because that I don't know doesn't mean it does not exist. But sir, I always say to God, God, put the right things in my mouth so I say it, because it is wrong for evil to exist. Righteous men are doing nothing. That's the biggest quote I got from Jack Straw. Jack Straw came out and said, for evil to exist, righteous men are busy doing nothing. If not, if we all say Tinubu, no, you know why we're going to have evil existing in our land? Young people are coming out to protest. You are saying no. Can you commend the effort of these people who even said we will protest in the first place? These are the heroes. These are the true patriots, not you that came out and said no protest. You always say that because you don't want your food to be stopped. You want to travel. You have this. You are not thinking of the bigger picture. The question I asked you, those of you said there should be no protest. Is Nigeria in the right state? No. You all agree with me that there's mismanagement of resources in the country. We should not be.
Now, you saw what somebody was saying on the Vanguard. That like what happened during the NSAS, not detailed. And that's the truth. Military personnel. They don't go and start shooting. Before you know, they will use one or two people as
in fact, it's good you mentioned that. Thank you so much, my daughter. You see, the military men will not.
That's another people are having with the way they are trooping inside. With the way we have so many military trooping inside Abuja now, we don't know if they have their own plans for these people tomorrow. Because the people might start protesting, they'll just start shooting anyhow. Before you know, 1 2 people they are gone.
The question is, I have never been in any country since I've been in the United Kingdom, anywhere in the world where military are the ones to stop protest. Are they criminals? Is there war in the country? What are we doing with the military? Military belongs to somewhere else. They should be at the borders fighting wars. Go and defend the nation. It's the job of the police. Police are the people that are trained. The police are trained.
You know that Nigeria, we don't accord police respect. Anywhere you see police, know that they have maybe 100 soldiers, 100 army. You see 20 or 30 police. It's not like they didn't bring police for this protest, but people that I would say they are our soldiers. You understand? These are people you see because they feel like the citizens fear. But
what are the soldiers doing on the street? That is a sign
they know no mercy. They have no mercy for you. You understand? If people start protesting and start misbehaving, they'll just they'll just pull the trigger. They don't care.
But they are not trained for that, Mary. You cannot blame them. Soldiers are not trained to come on the streets and manage protests and manage crime in this level. They are made to fight war. That is their training. So the man does not understand pity. When you want to say, if we think you are making a mockery of him, he will shoot at you. They don't understand that. And that is their training. It's a two different mentality. So you train police are trained to handle it. Why are the soldiers doing that? President Tinubu, what are we doing with soldiers on the street? Last time we shot people, it was not the police, because police will take time. Police, they are as stupid as they are, as great, they will take time to shoot. They take time to shoot. If what happened in Lagos, the shooting must have been done by the military. And you don't want that, because a time will come, maybe you're able to shoot one or two, these children will catch you. They want the chair, they'll slaughter you. And is that what you want, Mr. President? We saw so many awful things last time. We don't want to see this again. Take the military out of this. Let the trained bodies be out there to tell them, you can't do this, you can do that. In fact, sometimes what you want to do with gun can be done with better communication. Talk to these guys. Last time, I want to commend what the governors did. They sent their secretary to go and talk with these people. They were making statements. The Secretary of State were making statements. That's how you do this. You understand? Because you work. The government have listened. We are sorry. We listen to what you're saying. This is what we think we should all be doing. Let us go back to the table and negotiate how the country will move forward. The country belongs to every one of us. It doesn't belong to Tinubu. So we're not doing this for you. Tinubu, you're not doing it for Nigeria. If you killed us because we say we want this, we're not asking you to do it. We're asking Nigeria to do this for us. You are just representing it. The time will come, you get out. Buhari is no more there. That time, Buhari thought they were fighting him. We were not fighting him. We want the government to be different. And that is it. Is Buhari not gone now? He has killed so many people out of stupidity. But is he still there now? No, he's not. Tinubu, you will soon leave the office. We're saying.
And some of the problem we are passing through today, he caused them. That's Buhari. Yes, he initiated some of the issues we are having today. But now he's there enjoying his life. And people are here suffering.
He's still really enjoying it. He's not getting the same medical treatment like before. Anyway, they have a way. Tinubu will always spend the last money on Buhari's head at the expense of the people. These are people who are supposed to be dead. If not our money, they'll be dead. Anyway, Mary, let's take a look at the next paper. Let's take a look at Tribune quickly.
Okay, the big story on the Tribune said planned hardship protest. Federal government declares prisons red zones, and that's on page 30. Page 2 and 30 of the Tribune. And the writer says IGP advises against street procession, holds virtual meeting with Falana, Adegorua, others. Court restricts protesters to Freedom Park, Peace Park in Lagos. Soldiers, police, DSS, others in show of force in Ibadan. Handle protest with caution to avoid repetition of EndSARS. Anglican primate tells security forces. Niger Delta stakeholders distance region from plan. Protests have diminished our country, and this coming from Kenya Bishop. And all the stories are on page 2 and 30 of the Tribune. We also have the story that says 80,000 applications retrieved for 110 billion Naira Youth Investment Funds in 72 hours. And this coming from federal government on page 3. Federal government suspends import duties taxes on essential food items. And that story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. Here we have a story that says Arik air kicks as Keyamo orders grounding of fleets on page 3. 2 policemen killed as kidnappers invade church, abduct former commissioner in Delta, and that was on page 28. Court dismisses autumn's suit against Benue government on page 8. Jakande Memorial Lecture, How Media Can Survive Current Changing Landscape, and this coming from Media Chiefs on page 5. National crude oil daily production of 1.6 million barrels to hit 2 million by December. And this coming from NNPCL on page 7. These are all the stories we have this morning on the Tribune.
I really don't understand this federal government declare red zones on the prison red zones. I don't understand that. Well, we're praying that the God give the government of the day the wisdom to manage the crisis of our time. There are issues everywhere. Big issues, Nigerians. And this issue will only be resolved if we are sincere about it. If we choose to deal with it head on. We're not going to there's no shortcut. There's no easy way out. The only way out of this is to be sincere and talk about it and deal with it. Sincerity is important. The government must be sincere. Young people must be. And I say again, I want to commend those who came out today. And on this show today, we just found out that one of our great patriots, a talent, Onyeka, is gone, passed on. And I forgot to share that wonderful, it's rather a very sad news, but it's a celebration of life. It's a woman that have accomplished a lot. I watched a documentary a few days ago about her, which was commissioned by the BBC to do something for Nigeria. And that is the kind of powerful woman we're talking about. She passed on, and we say, may her soul rest in peace. Well, as Mary, as we are looking into most of the papers, I do want us to advise Nigerians on what they need to be doing. Our movement today is about what Nigerians can do. All right, Mary, what do you think we can do moving forward? What is your advice to the protesters?
My advice is they should just let there be peaceful protests, because you can see that federal government actually their mind is going towards prison now, and you understand that the reason why they are saying federal government declare prison ready to you should understand that it's because of these protesters as well. Let them go and use the opportunity to go and start opening prisons, and before you know, this will just escape, and crime is on its increase and all of that. So that's just it. So what I'm saying is, the protest should be peaceful. Let's not start destroying each other's property. The little we have, the little we are managing, let's not start destroying it, because I understand that once there's violence, once they divert from the peaceful protest, that is where it becomes dangerous. That is where this military you see them bringing now, they said is because they want the protest to be peaceful, right? But we're not seeing it that way. We don't want to be fooled this time around. Let not what happened during the NSAS repeat itself as well. Because once these people are not actually doing this protest in a peaceful way, they will pull the trigger and they'll start shooting. They actually don't care about the lives of the citizens, and we all know. So in as much as we're going out for the protest, let's try as much as we can to make sure that the protest is a peaceful one. Let there be no room for violence. Let there be no room for
let's take a look at this beautiful thing, Mary. We need to see the Guardian. Funny enough, Guardian is coming out again as Guardian. Look at what they said here. You know? Ohaneze faction knocks Obi over endorsement of protests. Ew. This is my people, Mary. This is my people. I don't understand. Sometimes I don't.
Hope Uzodinma is the number one. If they are saying Ohaneze, they should not generalize it. We know the Igbo leader, you understand, that are actually fighting Obi for their own selfish reason. The one that always come out with his full chest will tell you that Tinubu has been trying, his government has been the best. Is it Hope Uzodinma? I can't forget about him. Because
when you look at Hope, you look at Imo State, you look at the future of the people, you know we are in trouble in Imo State.
It's always coming out to just, I don't know. Like, the man is something else. So he has been the one always fighting Peter Obi. He has been the one always speaking positive of the president. So when they're saying Ohaneze, you understand, it looks like they're generalizing to all the Igbo leaders, which is not true. It cannot be all the Igbo leaders. You understand?
I want you to see if you can read up this story for us. They say address Nigerians, the shuffle cabinet to stave off protest. You see, SAG test Tinubu. Very important, very, very important.
That's on.
It's on page 6. Right? Very important that Tinubu need to address Nigerians. You understand? And maybe reshuffle his cabinet. I'm not even going to say that, but you need to tell us what you are currently doing because protest. You're not going to tell us there will be no protest and we're going to listen. And I don't know what Ohaneze is 14 Obi for. Obi is supposed to say people should sit at home. Protest is important that the country is not moving in the right direction. Protest is not riot. Protest is okay. All we're saying is there should not be turned, it should not be hijacked, and the government should not be participating in it. You see what is happening look at what is going on now. By the time you don't deploy the right people, you deploy military men. If you deploy military men to do the job of policemen, and there's one shooting, the young people will not take it. They will start to attack. And then you say, oh, the protest was not peaceful. You must bring the right people who have the right mentality to manage protests. And now look at the story still on the same Guardian. Mary, as you go through that, on the other side of Guardian is saying that there is joint force parade in Ibadan. Now, what are the joint force doing? What are joint force doing? The question is, if you see, sometimes we think we can force things. Anything force has never worked. And until you give people the right thing, in fact, until you treat a problem with the right solution. How do I put it? Until
now
you treat a wound with the right
about protest, they are now coming out.
Yes, Mary.
All the security that cannot protect the citizens. And now coming out to do.
Yeah, we love shortcut, Mary. We are a nation of shortcut. So we think we can shortcut things. And I want to bring
all these security personnel? Where were they? Where all these bandits will come and kidnap people, abduct people, and demand ransom?
That's another thing.
So they knew that we have security checkpoints in almost all the places, and they abandoned it. They are coming back. So they knew where those checkpoints is. They are coming back to take over for that checkpoint.
The question I really want to ask is, what has Peter Obi done wrong?
They say Obi should lead the protest. He should be at the forefront. I know that all these saying unscrupulous leaders will come and hijack the protest. They should just say to their full chest and call Obi, because they're actually referring to Obi. Because Atiku has been silent about the protest. Have you heard Atiku's voice? Has he said anything?
No, forget Atiku. Now, anyway, Obi will always be on the side of good things, and I'm really looking forward to that, Peter. But what I really want to see here is when protests, because these are, you can't put in this country, Mary, we are realistic. If you have a daughter and a son, they are not allowed to occupy the same room. Now, are they not brothers and sisters? But they need to have that. If you have two boys, they can stay in the same room. You have three girls, they can stay in the same room. But you don't put them. You know, that is the way we do things. We are realistic. All right? And sometimes we don't treat wound with the right medicine. God, Mary, I'm going to go back to Bible again. God wanted to save mankind. For those of us that believe, he wanted to save mankind. He said to Abraham, that was when God had the first covenant with man. For this covenant, I agree. You are all my children now. You're safe. Go and bring your first son and sacrifice him. What did Abraham do? Abraham was dragging food. The Bible says, that Abraham was going to kill a lie. It was because he was reluctant, and that sacrifice will no more be acceptable. God now said to him, look at that side, bring the ram, sacrifice the ram. But that was not it. That was not enough. Man will not save, Mary. Everything we're doing, we're sacrificing. We keep killing goats, keep killing things for what we do. Now, until the right sacrifice, which Jesus Christ did. Now, we can keep solving this. Our problem is the cause of this hardship. One, labor came out and tried to treat it. That was not the solution. We want to look at it, Mary. We're looking for this until we go to treat the wound, the Nigerian wound. We're not going to get out of this. And I pray that God give us the wisdom and the courage to do what is happening to us. And this is the time to do so. I pray also that Tinubu will take up the wisdom and lead us like the way the pastors will come out and talk to us. Tinubu, it costs you nothing. We will love you. This is what, at a point in time, I was a giant ambassador. Obasanjo was holding press conference steadily. When I say steadily, and the man had the understanding to answer questions. Maybe Tinubu need to ask himself, Buhari was not even that intelligent to be able to handle that. So I can understand that. Tinubu, you're a graduate, you know all these things. I mean, I'm just not about the school.
Yeah, will come out and tell you that Obasanjo's regime was totally different. Things were even cheaper. I don't care whatever him and Atiku did during their time. But at least people were not suffering this way. He was also a farmer. We know
they
that.
Paid our debt. about to pay the whole debt. Tinubu and from good luck to now will be owing, will be borrowing. Tinubu come and borrow. So forget about it. They can't even open their mouth and talk.
And said that he used all his fund, his personal fund, to run election. I don't understand.
Oh
Are you trying to tell us that you used to
getting the money back now? So he's trying to get the money back.
How will you say you used all your money? You used all your money during election. Do they use money during election? Why would
these are some of the issues we're talking about. Anytime we have issues, we're having a very interesting thing from Mary in Abuja. The light will trip off. It's nothing. It's an electricity problem, and that is the thing. That's our destiny. May God help us. Now we are even at the right place. In Abuja, imagine if we are somewhere else. You have to on the gen if you want to do this. Well, my people, this is, I'm going to try and see if we can wrap up the show, but we can't do this today, really, without taking a look at what is happening at the Olympics. The thing is happening well. I don't know the position of Nigeria in the Olympics. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see what Toby is going to do for us this time, because he's the only person that has come out from African soil that's been able to dominate the Olympics for some time. You know, maybe the question we ask ourselves again, that's where we come to the root of the problem. I'm going to address that issue on one of these days in the Olympics. That's after the 100-meter race. I want to see if Nigeria have somebody in that 100 meters. If we don't, any African in the 100-meter race, if we don't, why don't we? Maybe you know the truth? We sold the best out. When the slaves came, they took the best out of Africa. That was then. And they nurture them now. That somebody who was a slave is now well treated to run 100 meters for the country. For their country. Jamaica is doing it. America is doing it. And they're all going to be black people. United Kingdom will be black kids running for them, taken from Africa. Now in a foreign land, doing great things. The ones at home, the one left, what have we done with them? You see, this is about what we say. God gave it us, gave more. If you can get 100 meters from Jamaica, Usain Bolt, all of them from America, what happened to all the population of people in Nigeria? Because we don't nurture the talent. And that will be a topic for another day. Olympic is here again. What there's a man from my place, he said, if you say, I'll tell you his guy name. His guy name is Eduge. You know what it means? Festival day. On the day of celebration. If you tell me on the day of celebration, they say now that day that they see picking, that they know picking when they shop with mouth. You know, picking they shop with mouth. On festival day, you know, get better cloth wear because they don't take the whole money buy sweet mouth. So if you say Eduge, I have come all the you understand? He was the oldest man in my place before he passed on. So today, Olympics is around the corner. This is the time to know who nurtured their kids and who did not. Nigerians will destroy our young people. The few ones surviving are those who manage to get into a studio on their own. If they require the right of facilities to sing, there will be no musician in Nigeria. If the facility they need involve street facilities, you understand? It's because it's a studio thing, and now technology has made it easier. Maybe in those days, our young people could not sing because there was no studio for them to sing. But technology has made it easier. Nollywood were not going to go. In fact, there was not going to be film in Nigeria if video did not come out. You know what we used to make film in those days, maybe? It's 35 millimeters. 35 in one tape. In fact, it's equal to the amount of budget Nigeria used to make film today. Thank God the coming of the Betacam and all these videotapes make filmmaking cheaper and accessible. Anything you see that would require the infrastructure to work, Nigerian government is not prepared, African government are not prepared. And I dare to say, you guys, that you need to come together and form the United States for Africa. This is the only way forward. I am of that generation. Sometimes I see what Nkrumah will be doing in his grave. What these people that fought for African independence, they are crying. They are crying. Well, Mary, let's see whether we can wrap up the show right here, right there. And so I'm going to say to you, thank you very much, Mary. Let me come back and say congratulations again on your award. We want to see you with your award and the beautiful picture. Come out and share with us. And yeah, and then we'll share it on this platform. I'm really proud of you guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're going to end the show. This is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Daddy Chris. I've been here with Mary, and we're taking a look at the protest. Now, I understand that some people have the opinion that there should be protests. Some saying there should not be. What do you think? All right. What do you think? Should there be protests? Should there not? And I ask, my main question is back to the protesters. What are you protesting for? The headline that we're protesting hardship is annoying to me. I want you to protest the cause of hardship. You see, last time they were protesting NSAS. No, the true protest was the cause of NSAS. And today, we're coming out. They say hardship. Hardship is not the reason why you're protesting. So let us hide it clearly. We're not protesting hardship. We're protesting the cause of hardship in Nigeria. And perhaps that's where the government will ask themselves, am I the cause? Are you the cause? Are we the cause? Somebody must be responsible for all this. We can pretend, we can fight, we can abuse Daddy Chris, he can abuse you, but the problem, the truth, until we address the problem head on, the cause of hardship need to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed now. That is the only way you advance protest. Otherwise, after leaving labor agitation, then protesters, I don't know the next one that will come. Is this the way to go, President Tinubu? And the truth is you can't stop it. Now, protesters are saying they want to protest. What of those who will not ask first? The military boys are there. They can get upset and say, it's the right time to kick this president out. Because you can see military coup all around us. That's another way of protesting. Is that what you want? Because if you refuse this peaceful one, like J.F. Kennedy rightly said, maybe that is the one you cannot have. That is not. So you can continue to oppress. Like I said, God was looking for salvation. Man need a way to be saved. He wasn't going to be saved with the slaughter of a cow. That human sacrifice was needed, which Jesus Christ did. And we are now saved. For those of us that believe, we need to treat the wound with the right medicine. Let us treat our heart with the right medicine. Let us treat Nigerian issues with the right medicine so that we all can live in a beautiful society which God has designed for us. And God created Nigeria and he put us in there to create it, to recreate, to add to it. What are we doing? We can do better. My people, I'm calling on you today that it's time for us to come together and build a great nation called Nigeria. If you dare me say, I would say, let us come together and build a great nation called Africa, the United States of Africa. But that is too far. I want to beg the Igbos, I want to beg the Yorubas, the Hausas, who are all agitating for these things. That is not the true problem. Because even the one in your own village, among the Igbo people, they are the one even betraying you. The Yoruba people are the one betraying you. The Hausas are the one betraying the Hausas. If I come to Niger Delta, Topolo will come out because he has benefited a lot. He's the one praising the government, that the government is doing great. Of course, this other guy and his team, our current governor now and his team, will not see anything wrong with what the government is going on. He come out and say that protest is not the solution. So we can continue to treat this. Is that the true problem? Until we all accept our fault and decide it's going to be an intentional thing to deal with the issue. This will remain a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I really pray that the president learn from this, that we all learn from this. And I'm going to leave Mary to add the closing remark. Mary, let's hear from you finally before we wrap up the show.
I don't even know if I was saying I'm sad. I don't understand what's happening to NEPA this morning. They are not taking the light. It's becoming so
Maybe
annoying.
because of this, your hair, one of your hair that throw from there down. Mary, and NEPA not go confused.
It's becoming annoying.
Mary, you put one for neck. I see your fine necklace. Another hair they fall down. Why NEPA not go confused? We not be goddess now.
It's becoming annoying, honestly. I don't understand why they had to ban almost all the MTN SIM cards. Is it because of the protests? They blocked almost all the SIM cards to distract people?
And they know that is the way kids communicate. They're going to do that.
Like it's also
you know what happened, Mary? When during the protests in London, that actually became a riot. These kids were using BlackBerry. The damn BlackBerry. And the police could not track it. You understand? They will say, we gather here. This communication is going to them by one way or the other. I received a very disturbing video about President Tinubu, which I know it may be lie. You understand? How he has a refinery in Malta and all those rubbish. It might not be true, but these are propaganda. You know, the government is trying to stop that. They don't even want you to have mobile phone at this moment. So, and I can't blame them, you know. But again, like I said, Mr. President and your governance and everything, yes, some of these things are true, that they are fighting you as well. There are things that people need to do right now. But we need to find a lasting solution to this. If not, when you press down this protest, another one is going to come. Pray may not be the military boys, or maybe people will go out and just begin to take laws into their hand. At least one is already existing. They kidnap us on a daily basis. It's all part of protest. People are expressing their deep concern with the way we are being governed. When I say governed, the way our resources are managed. When I talk about government, government is about management of resources. That is why you are powerful, Tinubu. It's about how you allocate these resources. What are your priorities, sir? It's a question we'll go home and answer. But I'm going to say it again and again. We cannot get a shortcut out of this. We need to treat the issues. We don't want to treat the hunger, giving us food, bag of rice that is not good. How long can you subsidize this rice now? You cut out, you remove duty for how long? That's not going to work, sir. We want to address the cause. Now you're addressing the hunger. We want to address the cause of hunger so that it will be taken away permanently from our lives. Thank you very much, Mary, for being on the show with me today. We'll be here tomorrow. Let me have Mary beautiful face to end the show. Mary, thank you so much for joining me. Keep up your good work. I like this, your blazers, you know, kind of sparkling. And maybe that's why NEPA is taking the light. Maybe you should learn to dress well so NEPA will not be angry and take light all the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we're going to end the show today. My name is Adi Chris, and this is Mary. Until tomorrow, when we'll be here again to bring you another exciting edition of Wake Up Nigeria. Stay out of trouble. And for those of you who care, follow us on our social media handles. You know, like us, follow us. Let us be making some money. Because the more you follow us, the more we're going to make money and be able to bring the show, a better show to you. That's where we'll have the show today. Say thank you very much, Mary. Until tomorrow, say goodbye. Bye. Bye.